I bet you didn't know why fat adaptation eludes you on a carnivore diet. Please like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for my carnivore optimization guide coming shortly to Carnivore Muscle. It's a comprehensive and scientifically validated ebook sharing my most updated experience on the carnivore diet with all the tips and tricks you have or likely haven't heard about already. Adopting a carnivore diet often seems like a straightforward path to fat adaptation, a state where your body primarily utilizes fat for energy rather than carbohydrates. Many people excitedly cut out carbs and load up on meat, expecting their metabolism to quickly shift gears. However, the reality can be starkly different. Instead of feeling energized and mentally sharp, some individuals find themselves grappling with fatigue, mental fog, and a sense of betrayal by their dietary choices. This introduction aims to explore why fat adaptation remains elusive for some on a carnivore diet and to debunk common misconceptions about ketosis. Seeing ketones on a test strip can be exciting, but it's just the beginning. Ketones indicate your body is breaking down fat, but this doesn't mean you're fully fat adapted. Producing ketones is like learning basic moves. Mastering fat adaptation is a complex routine. The misconception that ketone presence equals fat adaptation is fueled by our desire for quantifiable results. Ketone test strips and blood meters provide immediate feedback but can obscure the more intricate reality. Urine test strips measure acetoacetate, one of the main ketone bodies. High readings can be deceptive, indicating metabolic inefficiency rather than mastery of fat burning. Blood ketone meters measuring beta-hydroxybutyrate, BHB, offer a more accurate reflection of available ketone energy. BHB levels fluctuate throughout the day, influenced by meals, hydration, activity, stress, and sleep. A single reading is just one data point, not the complete picture of your metabolic state. Genuine fat adaptation is a profound physiological shift where your body prefers and excels at using fat for energy. This involves an increase in the number and efficiency of mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. Muscle tissues become skilled at burning fat, preserving glucose and ketones for the brain and other functions. Subjective indicators like stable energy levels, mental clarity, and improved endurance are more reliable than numerical values. This is metabolic flexibility in action, your body efficiently fueled by fat, yet capable of using other substrates when needed. Taurine, a sulfur-containing amino acid, is often overlooked on a carnivore diet. It plays a vital role in many bodily processes essential for thriving on a high-fat, meat-based lifestyle. Taurine is crucial for the creation and function of bile acids, necessary for digesting fats. On a carnivore diet, efficient fat digestion requires a robust supply of effective bile. Insufficient taurine can compromise bile quality and quantity, making fat processing harder. Taurine is essential for mitochondrial health, the tiny power plants in your cells. Mitochondria convert fuels like fatty acids into ATP, the energy currency of cells. Efficient fat burning requires numerous healthy mitochondria. Taurine protects mitochondria from oxidative stress, ensuring they produce energy efficiently. Research shows taurine helps neutralize damaging reactive oxygen species, preserving mitochondrial integrity. Despite meat being rich in taurine, some individuals may still experience deficiency. Genetic variations, vitamin B6 levels, gut health, stress, and physical training can affect taurine levels. Taurine deficiency can impair bile acid conjugation, leading to poor fat digestion and absorption. At the cellular level, lack of taurine compromises mitochondrial function, reducing energy production. This can stall your metabolic flexibility, causing fatigue, brain fog, and lack of vitality. Leptin, the satiety hormone, communicates with your brain about energy reserves. Proper leptin signaling regulates appetite and encourages fat burning. Leptin resistance occurs when the brain doesn't correctly interpret leptin's signal. This condition makes the brain think the body is starving, despite having ample fat stores. Leptin resistance can hinder fat adaptation and overall metabolic balance. Exposing your eyes to natural sunlight before eating is crucial for circadian biology. Morning sunlight synchronizes your body's master biological clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN. This alignment is essential for healthy circadian rhythms and hormone release. Morning light helps sensitize leptin receptors in the hypothalamus, improving leptin signaling. This daily solar calibration allows your body to correctly process leptin's satiety messages. Avoiding snacking between meals is key for resetting leptin sensitivity. Frequent eating keeps insulin levels elevated, interfering with leptin signaling. Fasting periods allow insulin levels to reset, improving hormonal sensitivities. Not snacking also activates the migrating motor complex, MMC, essential for gut health. A healthy gut environment reduces inflammation and improves hormone regulation, enhancing leptin sensitivity. Fat fasting is a specific dietary approach that some people explore when trying to accelerate their journey into ketosis or break through what they perceive as a fat loss stall. It involves consuming a diet composed almost entirely of fat, with only very minimal amounts of protein and virtually no carbohydrates, typically for a very short duration. The central idea is to aggressively compel your body to ramp up its fat-burning machinery by severely restricting any alternative fuel sources. Many individuals who attempt fat fasting are hoping for a rapid metabolic shift, pushing their system to become more adept at utilizing fatty acids for energy by creating an extreme state of carbohydrate and protein scarcity. This often means a diet heavily reliant on butter, coconut oil, MCT oil, or perhaps very fatty cuts of meat where the protein content is kept to an absolute minimum. However, it is absolutely crucial to understand that fat fasting is designed to be a temporary tool, not a sustainable long-term dietary lifestyle. Your body has fundamental requirements for a wide array of nutrients that a diet consisting almost exclusively of fat simply cannot meet over any extended period. Protein, for instance, provides essential amino acids that are indispensable for countless physiological processes. These include repairing and building tissues, producing vital enzymes and hormones, and maintaining a robust immune system. Prolonged adherence to a fat-only regimen risks significant nutrient deficiencies, potential loss of lean muscle mass, and can place considerable unnecessary stress on your overall metabolic health, ultimately hindering rather than helping your long-term wellness and fat adaptation. The appropriate use of fat fasting is quite limited and highly strategic, best reserved for very specific circumstances and usually only for a few days at a time. Think 2 to 5 days maximum. It might be considered by individuals who are already well acclimated to a ketogenic or carnivore way of eating and who possess a good understanding of how their own bodies respond to drastic dietary changes. For example, it could be cautiously employed to navigate a stubborn weight loss plateau, providing a novel stimulus to encourage fat oxidation pathways. Another potential, though infrequent application, could be to quickly re-establish a state of deep ketosis following an unavoidable dietary indiscretion involving higher carbohydrate consumption, serving as a swift metabolic reset button. A prevalent myth circulating within some carnivore and ketogenic diet communities is the notion that you can consume virtually unlimited amounts of fat, eat fat to satiety, and you will effortlessly lose weight while your body seamlessly adapts to burning fat. While dietary fat is indeed your primary energy source on a carnivore diet, the idea of unlimited can be quite deceptive and problematic. This is especially true during the initial phases of transitioning to this way of eating, or if one of your main goals, alongside fat adaptation, is to lose excess body fat. Your body, remarkable as it is, still operates under fundamental principles of energy balance. If your energy intake from fat consistently and significantly surpasses your actual energy expenditure, that surplus energy must be stored, often as body fat. The central challenge for many individuals isn't merely the quantity of fat they are consuming, but rather their body's current capacity to effectively oxidize or burn that dietary fat for immediate energy needs. If you are relatively new to the carnivore lifestyle, or if you're still grappling with underlying metabolic inflexibility, the intricate cellular machinery required for efficient fat burning might still be in the process of being upgraded and optimized. Continuously supplying your system with excessive amounts of dietary fat before these metabolic pathways are fully developed and robust means your body simply cannot process the incoming fuel load adequately. It's akin to trying to force too much fuel into a small engine. Instead of running powerfully, it tends to choke, sputter, and perform inefficiently. True, comprehensive fat adaptation signifies a state where your body becomes highly proficient at utilizing both the fat you consume from your diet and, very importantly, your own stored body fat as primary sources of energy. If you are constantly bombarding your system with an overabundance of dietary fat, your body has very little physiological incentive or metabolic need to access and mobilize its existing fat reserves. Imagine always having a pantry stocked to overflowing with fresh supplies. You would rarely find it necessary to delve into the items stored away in your deep freezer for long-term use. To genuinely encourage your body to tap into and burn its stored fat, a slight energy deficit, or at least an avoidance of a significant surplus, is often necessary. Beyond the critical considerations surrounding fat intake, another frequent area where individuals encounter difficulties on a carnivore diet involves the management of protein. Protein is undeniably essential, providing the vital amino acid building blocks for virtually every structure and function within your body. However, consuming an excessive amount of protein, or more commonly, getting the protein-to-fat ratio imbalanced for your unique individual needs and metabolic state, can create unforeseen obstacles on your path to achieving full and efficient fat adaptation. Many people, particularly those transitioning from conventional fitness paradigms that often champion a high protein at all costs mentality, can inadvertently fall into this trap, mistakenly believing that more protein is always superior. One significant way that excessive protein intake can interfere is by influencing the process of gluconeogenesis, GNG. Gluconeogenesis is the metabolic pathway through which your liver can synthesize glucose from non-carbohydrate precursors, including specific amino acids derived from the protein you eat. While it's true that GNG is largely a demand-driven process rather than being primarily dictated by substrate supply for most healthy individuals, a very substantial influx of dietary protein provides an abundant pool of these glucogenic amino acids. For certain individuals, especially those who may be more sensitive to fluctuations in blood glucose or who have underlying insulin resistance, this can result in a more noticeable or prolonged elevation in blood glucose levels, which can subsequently suppress ketone production and dampen fat burning. Another important, yet often overlooked consequence of overemphasizing protein in your carnivore diet, especially if your dietary fat intake is concurrently insufficient, is the potential for issues related to bile production and flow. Your stomach is primarily responsible for producing hydrochloric acid to initiate protein digestion. However, the digestion and absorption of dietary fats heavily rely on bile, which is produced by your liver and stored and concentrated in your gallbladder. If your meals are disproportionately high in protein and relatively low in fat, or if your overall meal volume is consistently massive due to very high protein content, you might not be providing the right signals for adequate bile release. Or you could simply overwhelm your digestive system's capacity to process everything efficiently. You embarked on the carnivore journey seeking vibrant health and effortless fat burning. Yet for many, the path to true fat adaptation is not as simple as just eating meat. You might have felt the frustration of lingering brain fog or persistent fatigue. This essay has navigated the common roadblocks that prevent you from achieving that coveted metabolic state. We have explored why simply seeing ketones on a test strip isn't the full picture, We uncovered the hidden importance of taurine for your cellular powerhouses. We delved into how your environment influences leptin, the gatekeeper of fat loss. And we addressed common mistakes with fat fasting and macronutrient balance. Understanding these intricate details is your first step towards genuine metabolic freedom. Becoming truly fat adapted goes far beyond just cutting out carbohydrates. It's about achieving a profound metabolic shift where your body efficiently and preferentially uses fat for fuel. We've learned that those initial ketone readings are merely signposts, not the destination. The real magic happens when your mitochondria, supercharged by nutrients like taurine, become adept at fat oxidation. We also saw how ancient signals like morning sunlight play a critical role in resetting crucial hormones like leptin, as highlighted by Dr. Jack Kruse's work. These elements are often missing from conventional dietary advice, yet they are fundamental to how your biology operates and responds to the carnivore lifestyle, impacting your energy, clarity, and overall well-being. Furthermore, we've examined how even well-intentioned strategies, such as fat fasting, can backfire if misunderstood or misapplied. It's a powerful, short-term tool, not a sustainable lifestyle. Similarly, the balance of fat and protein isn't a one-size-fits-all prescription. It's a delicate dance unique to your body's needs. Overemphasizing protein or consuming excessive fat before your body is ready can stall your progress. The journey to optimal health on a carnivore diet is one of continuous learning, careful observation of your body's responses, and making informed adjustments along the way. It's about seeking sustainable vitality, not just chasing rapid temporary changes on the scale or a test strip. This information aims to empower you, to provide answers where there was once confusion and metabolic distress. The principles discussed here are designed to help you troubleshoot your carnivore journey and finally unlock your body's innate ability to thrive on fat. Take these insights, experiment wisely, and listen closely to the signals your body sends you. Your path to becoming truly fat adapted is within reach. By addressing these crucial, often overlooked factors, you can move beyond the common pitfalls and step into a new level of energy, mental clarity, and lasting health. Continue to seek knowledge, apply what you learn, and reclaim your vitality. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep an eye out for my Carnivore Optimization Guide coming soon to Carnivore Muscle. This comprehensive and scientifically validated ebook will share my most updated experience on the carnivore diet with all the tips and tricks you have or likely haven't heard about already.
In a world where strength defines legends, unleash your inner legend. Join the carnivore muscle movement today.